Okay, good evening everybody. Today is Monday, March 27th. Just waiting to see if I come up. Yeah, I'm up. Okay. So, hi everybody. Welcome to Michelle's Stampin' Craft Corner. My name is Michelle. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Tonight I wanted to show you this adorable little Easter basket. I was online looking up something to do for my students as a little treat for them for Easter, and I saw this little Easter basket on YouTube. It was by Amy Kay, so you can check her out on her YouTube account. But I just thought this was the cutest thing, and it was so simple and easy to put together. So I quick made another one using DSP, or Designer Series paper, and it doesn't take any time at all. So I thought I would come on and show you how to make this adorable little Easter basket. So my desk is an absolute mess tonight. I have like thousands of things going on here, so I apologize for that. The stamp set we're going to be using tonight is in the mini catalog. This is good till April 23rd, April 2 of this year, 2023. And the stamp set is part of a bundle. It's the Easter Bunny bundle. You get the stamps and the punch, which is really cute. So I have those here. So, okay. So this is the stamping. It's a polymer stamp set. So that just means that the stamps are clear so you can see through them when you're stamping. And then it also comes with this Easter Bunny punch, which we'll be using tonight. Okay, so let's get started. So really the only thing you're going to need for this basket is a piece of paper. I have an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. I have some scrap for my rabbit, my Easter eggs, and then my saying. And then if you want to put ribbon on it, and I did emboss this basket. What I mean by that is I took one of my embossing folders and ran it through my Big Shot, and I'll show you how to do that tonight as well. But you don't have to. As you can see, you can make it with just a regular piece of paper. Just as cute, right? Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing that you want to do is you're going to take your paper. Let me make some room here. And you need 2 pieces of paper that are 6 by 3.5. So I'm going to take my trimmer. I'm going to cut to the 6 line. Get rid of this piece. Save that for later. And then I'm going to cut one that is 3 3/4. And I'm going to cut another one that's 3 3/4. And then what you have left is going to be 6 inches as well. So you're just going to make this 3/4 of an inch. And if you use this side of your trimming blade, I think it's easier. But however, it's easy for you to measure. And that's it. So I mean, basically from a half a sheet of paper, I made my one basket. So let's get this out of the way. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scoring guide here, my Simply Score tool, and this just helps me make score lines. You can use your trimmer if you want to. Just use the scoring blade, not the actual blade itself, or you'll cut your paper. So I'm going to put this on the 6-inch side, and I'm going to make my first at 2.5, and then at 5.5. I'm going to turn it this way, so it's at the 3 3/4, and then I'm going to score at 1.5. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. 2.5, 5.5, and turn this and score this at 1.5. Again, I saw this on YouTube, a demonstrator named Amy Kay. I just thought it was the cutest little thing. You're not going to do anything with your handle, so you're going to hold on to that for now. All right, I'm all done with my scoring blade, so I'm going to take this out of here. I am going to grab my Big Shot and bring this in. I'm using the old plate that it comes with. You can see there's 2 tabs here, 1 and 2. I'm going to take 2 and flip it over. Slide this in. Now this is the basket weave Sizzix. You can use whatever one you want. I just happen to like this one. I'm going to take and put this inside like this. Let's see if I can get rid of. Hold on. There we go. So now you can see better. I'm just going to put this inside, close it, put it on my platform, put a cutting plate on top. I'm going to roll it through. And you can see I have my basket weave. I'm going to do the same thing with my other piece. Slide that in there, close it up, put this on top, roll it through. And then lastly, put that to the side, I'm going to take my little handle, do the same thing, slide my handle in, close that up, add in my top plate. So I'm only really using 1 top plate. Normally we use 2 of these clear plates. I don't have to because this embossing folder is very, very thick. I don't know if you can see how thick that is, but it is thick. And then we have our handle. So let me get rid of this. Okay, so we have our 3 pieces here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to fold on those score lines. Okay. Okay. Fold on that score line. I'm going to take my bone folder and just give them a good crease. Okay, so I fold it on those 2 score lines, and then I want to fold again on that vertical score line, doing the same thing here. Fold that score line. Fold this score line. Okay, and then I'm going to fold that 1.5 vertical score line. Okay, so you should have 2 little pieces that are identical. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to take, now this is the 1.5 score line that we did on the vertical. You're going to have a score line here and a score line here. You're going to cut up to that 1.5 score line. So you can see I've cut that. Then you're going to do the same thing to this little piece. But then you're going to cut this off. So you have that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to cut up. Do that again on this one. But then I'm just going to take this little piece and cut it off. So I have 2 identical pieces. Okay. Now, I'm going to want to put tape on here. So I have my tear and tape. Now, when I did the first one, I put them on the outside so you could see how you could see this crease here. I didn't care for that. I didn't think it looked finished. So on this one, I tucked it inside. It does make it a little bit smaller, but not by much. I don't know why, but it makes it a teeny tiny bit smaller, but not by much. I think it looks more finished that way. So what you're going to do is if you want to, you can put your tear and tape here, put this here, and your seam would be on the outside. I like it on the inside, so I'm just going to fold this over, take my tear and tape, put a piece of tear and tape there. If you see me not using my pointer, If I'm using my middle finger, I apologize. My sister made angel food cake, and I was cleaning out the pan, and the pan had a sharp edge on it, and I actually cut my finger right here, right here, right here, and right here. So my fingertips actually hurt, and I don't know if you can see it, but not that you want to see my scratches and boo-boos, but yeah, it actually hurts when I press down. So I've been using my middle finger, and I realized I was doing it today when I was teaching, and the kids called me out on it, and I was like, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So if you see me doing it tonight, I do apologize. It just hurts. It's very sore, and it's been like 3 days now, so I'm hoping it gets better. And I didn't want to put a band-aid on because I just thought you didn't want to see my fingers with band-aids. Okay, so I have tear and tape on both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tear and tape off, and I'm going to line this up with the edge. So that's going to give my basket the inside there, okay? So when I fold this over, it's going to be much easier to do, okay? So I'm going to take and do that there. All right, so actually, wait a second. I'm going to take my tear and tape, and I'm going to do it this way. So I told you to do it this way. Put this on top of it. Just line it up right on top. Sorry about that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fold this over, and you're going to have this piece here. I'm just going to take the tear and tape off here. Okay, so here's the seam. So you're going to take this piece that was here, put that down on top of this, fold this completely over, push this down, and fold this on top, making sure you line it up. Okay, so I'm going to line this up. So that gives you your box. And as you can see, the seams are now on the inside. Can you see that? The seams are on the inside, not on the outside like they are on this one. So you can see there's no seam. This had the seam. So if you tuck them in on the inside, it's a little bit easier. All right, then I'm going to flip my box over. I'm going to tuck in my 2 flaps. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tear and tape again. I'm going to put a little on here. I'm going to tuck this in, take my tear and tape off. I like to work flat. I just think I can line things up easier when I'm flat. So a lot of times you'll see me close up a box as I do it. Okay, so again, we're going to tuck these 2 flaps in, tuck this one down, and then as you're doing it, just make sure it's all lined up, press that down, and then you can turn it over and flip it in there. Okay, so right away you have your box. It's so cute, and I think it's just so easy. It's just adorable. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your little handle. Now you could do a bunch of different things. I mean, you could attach these with brads. You can punch holes and attach it with string. I'm just going to take my tear and tape. I'm going to cut 2 little pieces. I'm going to put one on this side of the handle. I'm going to take another one on this side. Put that on there. Okay. I'm going to take my paper piercing tool and take those off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of take my bone folder and just give it a little bit of a twist. Make it a little bit more curved. And then I'm just going to take and just line it up in the middle of my basket. Just eyeballing it, not measuring it. Take this side, do the same thing. And you have your little basket. How adorable is this? And it was so easy, right? So like I could totally see myself making these for my students at school. Totally, totally cute. I actually might do this with my craft club at school. This is really cute. And the great thing about this is you could use this for any occasion. I mean, baby showers, bridal showers, engagement parties. You can make any kind of basket you want. I just think it's adorable. Okay, so let's decorate. So on this one, what I decided to do was, we have this stamp set. It's kind of like a green. It's called Soft Succulent. And just kind of thought it was cute. I believe this is one of the ones that's retiring this year. We're getting a new colors, so I figured I might as well use it. All right, and then I'm going to take my bunny, my piece of scrap, and I'm going to grab my mat because I'm working with photopolymer, so I'm going to use that. And what else did I want? And I'm going to want my saying. So let's do some stamping. So I'm going to take my Memento ink, which is my black ink. I'm going to ink up my bunny. I think I need to re-ink my black stamp pad. All right, and I'm just going to put him on here, give him a little press. Adorable. Then I'm going to take my saying, which says, "An Easter treat for you." I'm going to open that up. Going to ink that up. I like the photopolymer stamps just because I can see where I'm stamping, which is nice. Okay, I have that. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these Easter eggs. I'm going to use my photopolymer again. Kind of ink those up. And I'm going to stamp those. Okay. And then if you want, you can also take the little carrot that's here. And I'll stamp that. Okay, so that's all our stamping for now. So let me close up my ink pad, or else I'll probably wear it like I usually do. Okay. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my punch and I'm going to punch out the bunny. And this punch goes with the set. Like I said, if you bundle them together, you get 10% off. So I'm going to punch out my bunny. I usually, when I punch things out, I usually put this end up just so I can see it. Some people like to press and go this way, but I like to be able to see what I'm doing because most of the time it'll move on me. So there's my bunny. I'm going to take this punch and I am going to, I think this is actually a retired punch now that I say that. And I'm going to line that up. And I'm going to punch that out for my saying. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some markers and I'm just going to color quick. You know, nothing extravagant. I'll take my Stampin' Blends and I'll color in my Easter eggs. Can you believe it's going to be Easter already? I feel like this year is flying by. Today at work, we just, you know, we did the countdown, and I think it's only like 57 days until the last day of classes. I mean, I work at a middle school, so we have finals week, so we have another week after that, but 57 days, I'm like floored. I can't believe it went that fast. It just feels like yesterday we were celebrating Christmas, and now here we are, thinking about the end of school. Yeah, so you could just color these any color that you want. And obviously, color that in. If I go out of the lines, I do have the eraser, which kind of takes away, makes less pigment in the color, so it kind of erases that a little bit. And then we can do this one. And again, you can color it however you would like, what I want to do. Okay, and then we're gonna take and we're gonna color the carrot. I'm gonna color the top green, and obviously the carrot orange. All right, and then you gotta quick cut these out. Cut out the carrot real quick. Now the best, I am not a fan of fussy cutting. I can't stand it. It drives me nuts. The one thing I have learned with fussy cutting, and if you don't know what fussy cutting means, it means cutting out all these little pieces that don't have punches. I have become somebody who either buys a punch or buys the dies when I buy a stamp set, just because I don't like to fussy cut. But the best thing that I learned with this is to kind of move the paper around, not your scissor. If you keep your scissors straight and you kind of move your paper, it's a little bit easier. This is very small, so it might not be as easy to do it with this, but if you move your paper, not your scissor, sometimes it is a little bit easier to get those little spots. Now, my big fat fingers are in the way here, but if you see, I'm moving the paper. I'm really not moving the scissor. It'll be easier to see on the Easter eggs. I just want to get these little pieces out. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just... All right, so that's that one. All right, now let's do the Easter egg. I am going to cut this out. But you can see I'm moving the paper. My scissors are pretty much staying straight. I'm moving the paper along. I don't know. I just feel like I have more control when I do it this way. You obviously do whatever's easier for you. Okay, and then I'm going to cut these out. And you can see how I'm just really turning the paper, and it you know, I'm trying to do it well so I don't make a mess. There we go. And obviously the bigger the image, the easier this would be, but it'll look so cute when it's cut out. Okay, so then we have our Easter eggs, so we'll put those aside. Okay, so let's bring our basket back in. Now, I have some matching ribbon here. I'm going to do some soft succulent ribbon. Now, a little tip with the ribbon, and sometimes this is hard, and I know a lot of times my customers will be like, can you make my bow for me? I don't cut the ribbon off the spool when I'm making bows. So I just take it, leave it on the spool. This way I feel like I don't waste as much. And then I make my bow. I make 2 bunny ears. I know this is going to sound silly, but it's almost like going back to kindergarten. I just cross them, take this, tuck it under, but then I flip the whole thing over and then pull. So it kind of keeps the ribbon all going in the same direction. I give it a tug, just, you know, make it, work with it a little bit. And practice makes perfect, and you just, you know, be patient and work with it, and it will come out. Then I usually do the sides, cut these. And if I'm happy with that, we're good. And then this way I feel like I didn't waste a lot of ribbon. It's, you know, instead of cutting a piece and not knowing how big I want it to be, and I'm actually gonna And the other thing with cutting your ribbon is just remember it doesn't have to be perfect. I think we're our biggest, we drive ourselves the craziest is really what it comes down to. Somebody else who's getting this is going to be like, oh my God, this is gorgeous. This is beautiful. Thank you. And here we are, you know, fretting over what something looks like, even though it looks perfect. All right, then I'm going to take my paper piercing tool and some glue dots. I'm going to put some glue dots on the back of my bow. Usually when I'm doing something like this, I try to put at least 3 on, just so it doesn't fall off. Give them a good press down. Then I'm going to take the backings off. That one does not want to come off. None of them want to come out. That's so funny. Okay, get rid of those. Then I'm going to take my bow and I'm going to decide which one I want. Here's the seam, so I think I'm going to make this the front of my, I'm going to attach that to the front of it. Oh, thank you, Lori. I hope my fingers heal quickly too. Got any tips as the health teacher or retired health teacher? They really are sore, and that's what I get for washing dishes, I guess. I don't know. It's the funniest thing. I couldn't believe it. All of a sudden, I'm like, what is going on? All right, so that is my little bow. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put my saying on this side. So I'm going to get some dimensionals and pop dot this up. Take the backings off of here. It's amazing when you realize you use, you know, your fingers as much as you do, but like the tips of your fingers. It's crazy. All right, so there is the one side. I'm going to flip it over. I have my little Easter eggs. I have my carrot. I'm actually going to add a little, let me get a softer pink here. I'm actually going to add a little bit of pink to the Easter bunny. And I'm going to take my blender and kind of blend that out a little bit. Give him a little pink nose. When we were little, my parents bought us rabbits for Easter one year. And I had a brown one. My sister had a white one. And the white one was a mean one. I don't remember if it was 2 females or 2 males or what it was, but the white one started going after my brown one. I was so upset, and my father actually had to make a different cage for the one, and ugh. Needless to say, the brown one didn't make it. All right, so we're going to pop dot our Easter eggs up. And I'm going to take a piece of tear and tape for my bunny so it stays on there. The tear and tape is actually great because I can rip it. But this kind of stays on. It's good for boxes and things that you don't want to fall apart as easily. Sometimes glue is a little, it dries out after a while. So I'm going to put my bunny on here. I actually wish I had a little bit of cotton I could put his little tail on. That would be cute. I'm going to use a glue dot because I just don't want to take out my glue, and put a glue dot on here and put the rabbit on. Can you guys hear it raining? It's raining here. It's nasty out tonight. Maybe we'll put it like in his paws, like he's carrying it. That cute. And then I'm going to take my Easter eggs. And I'm going to put those on the bottom. And then take this other one and maybe put it behind him. And look how cute. And it's simple, and it doesn't take us too long to make this cute little Easter basket. You put little grass in it and put some goodies in it, some candy, and it's pretty big. It's, let's see, it's 3 by 2.5. And how tall is it? And it is about 2 1/4 in height. So it's a really cute idea. It would make a great favor. That was the other side of it. And like I said, you can make it out of regular cardstock. You can make it out of DSP, Designer Series paper. And again, I saw this on YouTube. Amy Kay was the demonstrator that I took it from. But how adorable are these? I think they're so cute. I really do. I'm going to make a bunch of these. Cute to put on the table at Easter if you're having Easter or even Passover, or I can make these into presents for Christmas. Oh my God, they're so cute, and I think it's just so easy. But so that's the activity for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you all soon. Have a great night. Bye.